The following is a presentation of the Hello Chicago Network. Hello, Chicago Network is on the air. Hello, everybody. I'm Ryan Yanishadis, and it's time to focus for this Monday, October the 13th. Hope everyone had a good weekend. If you're a Cub fan, not so much. We're gonna get into that. That's gonna be our whole show today, and then starting Friday, we get back into our winter sports. I know it's been an exciting. At least I know if baseball isn't your sport, then probably not. Baseball is my sport. If you can't tell, I love it. The Cubs I love, and the fact that they were able to give us 2 weeks of excitement was definitely great. But let's get into this. Let's recap Game 5 of the National League Division Series. Opens up. No one knew who was going to pitch going into the day. It was Trevor McGill. He comes out, shuts down the Cubs in that first inning. I 100% thought that was going to happen. It was overhyped that the Cubs did score in the first 4 games in the first inning. So they get out of it. Then bottom of the first inning, it's Drew Pomerantz. And I forget if it was the first or second, but they end up getting a home run. I believe it was the first. Bottom of the first, they get the home run by William Contreras. He gets it. Then the bottom and top half of the second inning, the Miz comes in. He gives up the solo shot right away to Suzuki. You think, okay, we have a ball game. After that, Miz absolutely dominated. I told Brewer fans I wanted to see, and Cub fans, I wanted to see Miz one more time because I don't think he could do it a second time. Well, guess what? He did, and he proved it. He pitched exceptionally well. I mean, I don't know what Miz you're gonna get like in the National League Championship Series, but the one you got in the Division Series was the one that everyone really he threw good. The accuracy was there. The Cubs couldn't catch up to it. Great job by Mizorowski. And then two big home runs. They were able to get the go-ahead home run by Andrew Vaughn, the former White Sox, who took care of the Cubs and really saved their game in Game 2, and then gets the go-ahead home run. And then the nail in the coffin was a Jackson Churio solo shot. And then that was it. The Cubs, when this game, I have a thing I call it Cub tuition, and that's when you could tell just by the way this game is going that they are not coming back. And after that 6th inning, first and second, nobody out, and I think they were only down 1 at that time. They didn't score with the heart of their order coming up. After that, it was nothing. So that's where you knew it. And then the final, Brewers win 3-1. They advance to the National League Championship Series. They'll begin their series with the Dodgers in Milwaukee tonight. So for the 2025 Cubs, we're going to talk about that in a second. But for this game overall, I've said it, part of me is happy, very small part of me is happy for Brewer fans, the diehard Brewer fans that aren't the constant the little brother syndrome Brewer fans that are constantly picking at Chicago. Now listen, the Milwaukee Brewers I've always thought of them as the little brother. Okay. But since 2018, at least in action in big games, when it's the game 163, this National League Division Series, the Brewers have pretty much owned the Cubs in big games. So the only thing the Cubs have left to kind of stick it to them is they do have a World Series. And that was, it was 10 years ago, but it took 108 years for the Cubs to win that World Series, but they had to hear about it every day. So I will always use that as a reference. And it was the happiest day of my life. And part of me is happy for those diehard Brewer fans because I'd love for them to get to experience that. As much as it would be painful to have to deal with it because I live in Wisconsin, at the same time, it's something that if the Brewers are your number one team, it's something I would want. I want everyone to experience their team winning a championship. It is something I never thought I would see, and it would be unbelievable. So overall, happy for them. And I was fine after the game. We posted the funny picture of my family of the sad. We did it before the game, obviously. If you can't tell, it was light outside. That I was okay. I congratulated some of my close Brewer fans, and then I saw them have the L flag and that got to me on Sunday. Sunday was a morning day for me, as in just trying to. It's not that the Cubs lost. It's not that they lost to the Brewers. It's the fact that I woke up at 5 a.m. to watch this team play in Tokyo, Japan. I traveled to watch this team in Sacramento and San Diego this year. Went to Wrigley a few times. My little great niece got a chance to go to her first game. My nephew Braden's getting into baseball. Seeing him play in Milwaukee. Just being able to go to the Federal Landmark, and what an amazing place. The fact that I don't get to do that again, any of that again till March. I get like this every season. I love the Cubs. Cubs are a part of me. Some nights I'm at work, I watch them and I forget to eat because I'm so nervous about them, like a game 4. So Cubs and eating are probably on the same echelon behind breathing on the things of importance besides family and my fiance, of course. But so it was been a tough couple of days, but the fact is the L flag thing is the one thing that got to me because of, I don't know why the Brewers take offense to that. The Cubs have done that. I mean, they've done it when they're good. They've done it when they're bad. That's not a let's just stick it to the Brewers thing. And they bring the L flag. I think more offensive would have been if they would have used the W flag. Why not use your own logo? Come up with it. Do something like that. Now you just gave people material. Like, I'm on standby. I'm waiting to, if they lose a series, that'll be the first thing I post. And they brought it to Lambeau, and they almost struggled to beat the Bengals. So that part rubbed me the wrong way. I don't feel like because I would think that would be I guess it's a shot at the fans, I guess, but it is what it is. You got the last laugh. Brewers advance, and they face the Dodgers. That begins tonight. I hate the Dodgers, hate the Brewers, but I can't root for the Brewers. I just can't ever. So I just want good baseball at this point. My heart gets to take a break. That appreciates it. I get to eat again. So that's that. So that's the division series. Brewers win 3-1. Cubs, the big bats didn't show up in this game, and it's unfortunate it happened. They just did not play well in Milwaukee. They have home field advantage. You see they have their best starters. It could be different. Both teams, Woodruff and then Horton and Steele. So maybe a rematch next year with 2 healthy teams. We'll see if that's the case. We're going to take a time out here on the Hello Chicago Network. When we come back, we're going to toast the 2025 Cubs, put baseball to bed on this show before we get into the winter sports, catch you up on the Northwestern, the Blackhawks, and the Bears. We're going to do all that starting on Friday, but to close it out, we're going to toast the Cubs. Also, coming up on the Ryan Focus, we're going to look back at when the White Sox won their championship series in 2005. That's all next on the Hello Chicago Network. They did. You can't have it here. You probably got to go Colin Ray, Savali, and then you have Ben Brown, and then maybe Shota out of the bullpen to try to get the lefties out. But you can't have Shota start. I think that whoever's bullpen does better, obviously, is going to win this game, and we'll see who will give the crushing blow. But Game 5, National League Division Series, it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be nerve-wracking. I've had to watch. Last night's game I watched. I watched at work. I watched a few of them at work. I've watched some in my dark bedroom, lights off, blanket, just like ugh. And this one, first time gonna get it. We're doing a family, and we were planning this last Sunday. I'm like, I still felt that there was going to be a Game 5. They're only down 1-0. So it's going to be fun. Be able to watch this game with my dad. First game of the playoffs. Get a chance to watch with my dad. Hopefully, it's going to be great.
Cy Young Award winner, early win. Ground ball to first. The White Sox have won the pennant. Jose Contreras goes all 9. And the White Sox are going to the World Series.
All right, we're back here on the Hello Chicago Network. You saw right there, White Sox advance. Remember all the I mean, if you do if you're a White Sox fan, but all the hubbubaloo around AJ Pierzynski, did he catch the ball? Did he not in 2005? But I believe, what was that? The Angels. They took care of the Red Sox, Angels, and now next Monday we're going to show the big one when they won the World Series against the Houston Astros. So celebrating 20 years since the White Sox World Series. I know they did a lot of great stuff during the season. I'm looking forward to see what the Cubs do with the 10-year anniversary. Now that most of them are retired, I think Schwarber's left, Bryant's left, and I'm sure there's a couple more, but Contreras is left, Baez is left, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, we're going to close out the show today with a toast to the 2025 Chicago Cubs. I got some bullet points going to address, and let's start them out here. First one, they became contenders again. What my expectations going into this season, I think once they got Kyle Tucker, is like, okay, this team can do it. This team has potential to be a playoff team, and they did it. So once again, the Chicago Cubs have become a playoff contender. And speaking of Kyle Tucker, I think 1 year was enough. I just felt, even from the Cub convention through the season, I just felt like he was just going through the motions of being a Chicago Cub, a 1 year deal. He didn't want to get too close to the teammates, obviously, because he's like, this could only be a 1 year thing. I know first half Kyle Tucker, I would love to sign for $500 million. Second half, he's got injured. He got an injury pass in Houston as well. So I think based on what unless you're going to trade Casey and you're going to trade some of these guys, they got guys coming up. We got our first look at Owen Casey, and I think that this team has the potential. They have the guys. So I think 1 year Kyle Tucker, odds are I got my prediction. I'm gonna show you free. Those will be the Ryan focuses in November of where I think players are gonna go. But I think he's gonna go somewhere else, and I wish him the best of luck. Thank you for bringing playoff baseball back to Chicago. But honestly, I think the second half when he was playing hurt. Even in the playoffs, had the home run in Game 4. I was really thinking he was gonna have a breakout game in Game 5. Unfortunately, that's not the case. But I'd like to thank Kyle Tucker for helping bring the Cubs back to the playoffs, because without that first half, because the way they played in the second half was terrible. Without that first half, they don't even make the playoffs. So it is that they could not overcome the injuries to the rotation. I mean, when you have a Game 5 of a division series, win or go home, and you have to do an opener, you don't have faith in Shota Imanaga. Hopefully he can step back up. That was a shame. Part of me wanted to see him come in that game because I wanted to see Shota shove, but unfortunately they didn't let that happen. And he struggled. He gave up way too many home runs. Hopefully he gets back. But when the injuries as well, injuries to Tucker, Miguel Amaya comes back. The first game he comes back, he gets hurt. So I mean, the injury bug was on the Cubs all season. They do add 22 starters of the 2026 rotation. Steele, I think, will be out for the first couple of months, but you're going to get Cade Horton back. And Cade Horton's probably going to be your opening day starter. And if you can get a full year of that Cade Horton, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what he can bring. You got him, Shota, Boyd, Tyone, one more year of this clan, and then we'll see what it may. You'd probably add another starter. And I really hope that the front office realizes they were probably one starter, possibly at the deadline, away from winning this series. Because you start someone, I think the most the Cubs got out of a starter was 4 2/3 or 4 1/3 in the playoffs. You got to have someone go deep, man, if you're going to win. So I think hopefully this taught the front office, let's go out and get someone, because that could cost us or win us a playoff series. Just saying. The new core is forming. PCA, I know, first half PCA, I know he's cocky. Brewer fans hate him, so I like it. Michael Busch, I mean, I don't expect, I'm not sure to expect him to be a 30-some home run hitter, but I mean, hey, I think we found our leadoff man. Cade Horton is the top of the rotation. Owen Casey, Matt Shaw, who disappeared in the playoffs, but still, he had a great stretch. Alcantara, Ballesteros, I love that core. And I think there's going to be more. There's guys coming up as well. There's a few pitchers, I believe, as well. I didn't know. I knew PCA. I know Bush. Never heard of Horton. Heard of Casey. Didn't hear a match, or I heard a Matt Shaw kind of. Alcantara came up last year. Didn't know Ballesteros a year ago today. And the fact that these guys are all going to be as of now, part of the core. Well, I love it. And I think the future is right. I don't want this team made the playoffs. Don't take a step back and say, let's just do the rookie, spend the money, get a couple of guys, and make sure this team wins the National League Central in 2026. Next season, you're going to get a chance to celebrate your World Series. 2016, an unbelievable year. I think we're going to look back at some, just like we did with the White Sox. We couldn't do all season because we had the shenanigans and I wasn't on the show for a while. So we're going to honor 2016, show you some of the best moments as they had the date they happen or close to. So we're going to do that, but it's 20, I guess they're going to show a big, have a big World Series trophy outside Wrigley. All the guys, a lot of them were there. I mean, Contreras or not Contreras, Arrieta, Fowler, Hayward, all these former guy, Rizzo's been back. So, I mean, to see all these guys back, and I'm sure, and especially starting at the Cub convention and then going through the season to honor this team, I think is phenomenal. So I think that's going to be good. And I think go all in for 2026. It's the final year of the contract for Nico Hoerner and Ian Happ. I hope they re-sign Hoerner. Ian Happ is going to hopefully take advantage of a contract year and go from there. He's won my respect because the man was in tears when they clinched a playoff spot. So I think that's he earned my respect, but you got to earn it. I mean, he's struggled in the playoffs as well. You need guys. Cubs always struggle in the playoffs offensively, and it boggles my mind. It's like even a different core, different team, and they still struggle. But that's it for the 2025 Cubs. But I think laying all that out, I'm happy. They are a team that I think they did what they needed to do. They didn't lose to a team that was beneath them. They lost to the best team in Major League Baseball. Unfortunately, it was the Milwaukee Brewers, but it is what it is. Season goes on for them, and now we focus again, and we'll talk about obviously the free agents, Cub convention, and we'll talk in 2026 should be exciting, but I just don't want them to cheap out. So goodbye to the 2025 Chicago Cubs. Goodbye to this beard. This is my playoff beard. Last time I shaved, I think was the last time the Bears played, actually, was 2 weeks ago. So it'll be nice to get rid of this and look clean and fresh again on Friday. I mean, getting a haircut Friday, but after the show, but I'll look clean and fresh again. Speaking of Friday's show, we're going to start talking the winter sports. Northwestern's played pretty well. Blackhawks still looking for their first win. Bears play tonight. Maybe, or it's a game against the Commanders where last year they got their hearts broken. It was the beginning of the end. So let's see if they can get that retribution on Jaden Daniels and the Commanders. So that should all be exciting and fun. So we'll start winter sports talk. Hopefully it's better. And the Bulls start next week. We'll start that tomorrow as we say goodbye to baseball. So everyone have a great rest of your week. We have a show Friday at 3:12 on Hello Chicago Network, and then Raise the Bar TV 3:15, 4 o'clock on Raise the Bar. We'll have the warm up for AEW's Wrestle Dream. If you're a wrestling fan, you can check out now on Raise the Bar TV the wrap up for WWE's Crown Jewel over the weekend as well. So that's that. So don't forget to comment below. Maybe your favorite Cub moments, your least favorite moments. Like this video if you like what you see. Don't forget to subscribe to the Hello Chicago Network YouTube channel. We are just one follower away from 40, as we're just over a year doing this, and I've appreciated it. Last year we were doing 5 shows a week. Now we've gone down to 2. Appreciate every single person that has watched a second of this show. Maybe even have some hate watchers today. Wanted to see what I had to say. Everyone have a great week. We're back Friday. Love you all. I'm Ryan Yanishatis from the Hello Chicago Network. And we'd like to remind you that we are, and I'm trying to do this because I forgot to put the ending thing in there. So we're gonna there we go. And the ending was gonna go so well, but I botched it. That's gonna do it for me. I'm Ryan Yanishatis from the Hello.